اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد ما خلقت من الجن والإنس وما أنت خالقه إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد أنفاسهم وألفاظهم وألحاظهم من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد طيران الجن والملائكة من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد الطيور والهوام وعدد الوحوش والآكام في مشارق الأرض ومغاربها. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد الأحياء والأموات. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد ما أظلم عليه الليل وأشرق عليه النهار من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد من يمشي على رجلين ومن يمشي على أربع من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد من صلى عليه من الجن والإنس والملائكة من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد من لم يصل عليه. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما يجب أن يصلى عليه. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما ينبغي أن يصلى عليه. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد حتى لا يبقى شيء من الصلاة عليه. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد في الأولين وصل على سيدنا محمد في الآخرين. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد في الملأ الأعلى إلى يوم الدين. ما شاء الله لا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. وأسألك اللهم بالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا آدم عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا نوح عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا هود عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا إبراهيم عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا صالح عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا يونس عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا أيوب عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا يعقوب عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا يوسف عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا موسى عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا هارون عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا شعيب عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا إسماعيل عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا داود عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا سليمان عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا زكريا عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا يحيى عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا أرميا عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا شعياء عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا إلياس عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا اليسع عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا ذو الكفل عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا يوشع عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا عيسى عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم، وعلى جميع النبيين والمرسلين أن تصلي على سيدنا محمد نبيك عدد ما خلقته من قبل أن تكون السماء مبنية والأرض مدحية والجبال مرسية والبحار مجرأة والعيون منفجرة والأنهار منهمرة والشمس مضحية والقمر مضيئا والكواكب مستنيرة، كنت حيث كنت لا يعلم أحد حيث كنت إلا أنت وحدك لا شريك لك. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد حلمك، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد علمك، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد كلماتك، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد نعمتك، وصل على سيدنا محمد ملء سماواتك، وصل على سيدنا محمد ملء أرضك، وصل على سيدنا محمد ملء عرشك، وصل على سيدنا محمد زينة عرشك، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما جرى به القلم في الكتاب، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما خلقت في 7 سماواتك، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما أنت خالق فيهن إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد كل قطرة قطرت من سماواتك إلى أرضك من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد من يسبحك ويهللك ويكبرك ويعظمك من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد أنفاسهم وألفاظهم، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد كل نسمة خلقتها فيهم من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد السحاب الجارية، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد الرياح الذارية من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما هبت عليه الرياح وحركته من الأغصان والأشجار والأوراق والثمار وجميع ما خلقت على أرضك وما بين سماواتك من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد نجوم السماء من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد ملء أرضك مما حملت وأقلت من قدرتك. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما خلقت في 7 بحارك مما لا يعلم علمه إلا أنت وما أنت خالقه فيها إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد ملء 7 بحارك وصل على سيدنا محمد زنة 7 بحارك مما حملت وأقلت من قدرتك. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد.
السلام عليكم. بسم الله.
Resul-i Ekrem ve Nebi Muhterem sallallahu aleyhi ve sellem Efendimiz Hazretlerinin aziz, pak, münevver, mutahhar ruh şeriflerine, salavat-ı şerife getirenlerin ahir ve akıbetleri hayrola. Âl-i ezvacı tahiret evladı Resul-i Sâbizin Efendilerimizin ve sair Enbiya-i Zember Resulü Fihan Hazretlerinin ervah şeriflerine, Pirimiz Bilal Habeşi radıyallahu anh Efendimizin, Şeyhimiz sahibi Seyf Şeyh Abdülkerim el-Kıbrıs Rabbani Hazretlerinin ve alelhusus bu caminin bahanesi ve bugüne kadar içerisinden gelmiş geçmiş İmam Mescid'in kaynılarının ve kahve ehli imanın ervahı için Allah rızası için Fatiha. Euzubillahimineşşeytanirracim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. İnnallâhe ve melâiketehu yusallûne alen-nebi. Ya eyyühellezîne âmenû sallu aleyhi ve sellimû teslîmâ. Allahümme salli ala seyyidina Muhammed ve ala ali seyyidina Muhammed. Allahu Ekber, Allahu Ekber. Allahu Ekber, Allahu Ekber. Eşhedü en la ilahe illallah. Eşhedü en la ilahe illallah. Eşhedü enne Muhammeden Resulullah. Eşhedü enne Muhammeden Resulullah. Hayya ale's-salâh. Hayya ale's-salâh. Hayya alel-felâh. Hayya alel-felâh. Allahu Ekber, Allahu Ekber. La ilahe illallah.
La ilahe illallah. Seyyidina Muhammed Resulullah sallallahu aleyhi ve sellem. Elhamdülillah. Elhamdülillah. Elhamdülillahi Rabbil alemin. Ve salatu ve selamu ala Resulina Muhammedin ve ala alihi ve sahbihi ecmain. Nahmadullah Teala ve nagtafiru eşhedü en la ilahe illallah vahdehu la şerike leh ve eşhedü enne seyyidina Muhammeden abduhu habibuhu ve resuluh sallallahu aleyhi ve ala alihi ve ezvacihi ve sahabe tabi hulefe'n raşidin ba'din min ba'di ve zemmeti ala tahkik hususan minhum ala imati hulefe rasul ala tahkik umarel mu'minin Hazreti Ebu Bakr, Umar, Osman ve Ali ve ala bakir sahabe tabi'in ridvanullah ta'ala aleyhim ecmain. Ya eyyuhal mu'minul hazirun ittaqullaha ta'ala ve ati'u innallaha ma'allezîne teqvellezîne hum muhsinun. Elhamdülillahi Rabbil alemin. Ve salatu ve selamu ala eşrafil enbiya ve mursalin seyyidina Mevlana Muhammedin ve ala alihi ve sahbihi ecmain. All praises are due to Allah. All praises are due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who says in the Holy Quran in Surah Al-Rahman, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, all that is on earth will perish, but there remains the face of your Lord of might and glory. Then which of the favors of your Lord will you deny? Whoever is in the heavens and the earth, seek from him. Every day he shines in new splendor. Then which of the favors of your Lord will you deny? Soon we will settle your affairs, O both of you worlds. Then which of the favors of your Lord will you deny? O assembly of jinn and men, if you have power to pass beyond the zones of the heavens and the earth, then go, pass. You will not pass except with a sultan. Then which of the favors of the Lord will you deny? Sadaqallahu al-Azim. May all peace and blessings be upon the seal of the prophethood, the imam of the messengers, the support of the helpless, the intercessor of the sinners, the rescuer of the day of judgment, Sayyidina Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, and upon his noble family and blessed companions, especially upon the four Khulafa Rashidin, Hazreti Abu Bakr Siddiq, Hazreti Umar Farooq, Hazreti Osman al-Ghani, and Hazreti Ali al-Murtaza, and all those who follow them until the last day. Ya ayyuhal mu'minun, O believers, 10 days stand between us and the entrance of the 3 holy months. A believer, a thinking believer, must be using these 10 days to ask himself, am I ready to welcome Allah's month and the Prophet's month and the Ummah's month? A thinking, it is a characteristic of a believer. A believer is not a man who follows blindly, but he thinks and he understands and he sees the signs of his Lord. Hazrat Umar Farooq radiallahu anh said, the foundation of a man The foundation of a man is his aql, his thinking. His honor is in his deen, his religion, and his manhood is in his akhlaq, his manners. When a person stops thinking, he becomes worse than an animal. Although an animal does not think, but an animal behaves according to his nature. And the nature has been set by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. An animal does not go out of his nature. But when a man stops thinking, he comes out from his nature and he becomes worse than an animal. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave the capacity to think to mankind, to Hazrati Insan. And the believer must use that aql. When a man stops thinking, he falls into a ghaflat, heedlessness. And ghaflat, it takes the honor of a man away. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-A'raf, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. There are many jinn and men we have made for hell. They have hearts that don't understand, eyes that don't see, and ears that don't hear. They are like cattle. No, they are worse. These are the ghafilun. These are the people of heedlessness. Sadaqallahu azim. What happens when the whole ummah is in heedlessness? What happens when the whole world is in heedlessness? What happens when the Ummati Muhammad ﷺ becomes heedless? Our Shaykh, Sahib al-Saif, Shaykh Abdul Karim al-Kibrisi, who is carrying the sifat of Bashir and Nazir, the one who gives the good news and the one who warns. Sahib al-Saif is giving the answer, saying, Muslims are heedless and they are headless. That's what became. And yes, the Ahir of Ahir Zaman, the Holy Prophet ﷺ is saying, that's what will happen to this nation in the end of times. And he is saying to us, their enemies will all come together against them, and their enemies will finish them. And the companion said, Ya Rasulullah, is it because our number is going to be very less at that time than them? He said, no, your number is going to be more than them, but you are not going to be able to do anything. Why is that? Because the nation of Muhammad ﷺ is going to fall in love with this dunya. They are going to love the dunya more than Allah, more than Akhirat. And they're going to hate to hear of death. They are not going to want to hear about death. They are going to run away from death. And that is the time that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to remove the haybat, the honor and the majesty of Islam away from you, and the unbelievers are going to look at you and they're going to see nothing there. They are going to attack and they're going to finish you. Isn't that what's happening to this nation? Isn't that what's happening to this ummah? Say, somebody say, where are the scholars? Where are the alims of this nation? Say, yes, that's what's happening. That's what happened to this nation because the khutbah place, this khutbah place became a place for the imams to collect money. This is what happened. The khutbah is to remind the believers, to say to them what kind of situation they are in, not having any fear from anyone, having fear only from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The imam must remind the Jamaat to say to them, this is what's happening to you. Jummah time is not the time to learn religion. Jummah time is to know, to learn, to understand what kind of heedlessness the nation has fallen into. This is what Jummah is for. Yes, Jummah is there to wake up the believers. Jummah is not the time to give theory or lessons or fiqh or philosophy. Jummah is the time to say, oh believers, be careful. The direction that we are taking now is taking us to Jahannam. Turn away from the road of shaitan and the ego and turn to the road of Rahman. What is Shah Effendi saying? The haybat of Islam will be taken away. Can anyone say that today's Muslims, that we have haybat? Can anyone say that the enemies of the Muslims have fear from the majesty of Islam or from the majesty of the Ummah? Look at our situation. Look and think at our situation. For more than 100 years, look and think. Look that for the past 111 years, since they took away the power of the Khalifa, look how our brothers and our sisters, our fathers and our mothers, they have been killed and they have been tortured. First by unbelievers, then by Muslims, then by tyrants, then by our own heedlessness. Look and see and understand that we are responsible. They are locked into cages and camps, tortured and killed with nobody to stand up for them. Because those who have power, they don't care. Because those who have power want to maintain their power. Because those who have power don't want to lose their power, and they know that if they stand up and they try to break the system, they will lose their power. So from top to bottom, Muslims have stopped caring. Muslims, they lost the heart to care. Muslims lost the heart that the Holy Prophet ﷺ described, that we must be feeling pain for our fellow believers. So proud to say we are 2 billion Muslims. Everyone is saying that. So proud to say we have Muslim politicians, we have Muslim geniuses, we have Muslim scientists, we have Muslim sportsmen, we have Muslim artists. But where are they when it comes to defending the rights of the poor and the oppressed? So proud that we are 2 billion Muslims, but it turned into 2 billion selfish egos. We care only for our own comfort. Was it always like this? Definitely it wasn't. We are in the days of remembering the Urs of the Sultan, of our last Khalifa who ruled for 33 years in the worst of times, who stood up against the whole world, who stood up against the munafiqs inside the ranks for 33 years alone, defending the rights of every Muslim from east to west and north and south. We are remembering the Urs of a Khalifa, that just his spirit is worth 2 billion. Muslims today are looking for heroes. They're looking at comic books, just like this dunya is saying. They are looking at Western presidents and prime ministers and kings to be their heroes, just what the dunya is pulling us and making us to believe. What happened to our real heroes? They are making to seem your real heroes are only 1400 years ago. From 1400 years up till now, no heroes came. Everything became corrupt. We have fallen into the trap that they have laid for us to make us to feel ashamed of our past, without understanding, without doing any thinking. Yes, we have heroes. We have heroes whose names, they are written in the skies with golden alphabets. We have heroes that until yesterday, they were defending the rights of every Muslim, man, woman, and child, of every believer. They're defending the rights even of the unbelievers, defending the rights of Hazrati Insan. Ulu Hakan, Sultan Abdul Hamid Khan. He is such a hero. He is the most important hero in the last 100 years that we must remember. Sultan Abdul Hamid Khan became the Khalifa at the age of 34 years old. After his uncle Sultan Aziz Khan, Sultan Abdul Aziz Khan, he was assassinated by traitors. Everywhere inside and outside the empire was filled with those who were seeking to destroy the Khilafat, to destroy the Ummah, and to destroy Islam. Our Grand Sheikh Sultan al-Awliya, Shaykh Maulana Muhammad Nazim al-Haqqani, is speaking about the shan of Sultan Abdul Hamid Khan. He is saying, Sultan al-Awliya, Sultan Abdul Hamid, one of the last Khalifas of the Ottoman Empire, the last ruling Khalifa of the Ottoman Empire, held the whole empire by himself, one person. The khutbahs were given in his name throughout the whole Muslim world. He kept the trust, the imanat of the Prophet ﷺ. He also worked with his hands. Yes, he sold his work and he ate from its earnings. He found time for that amidst the work of a huge empire. He never sat upon his throne for judgment until he had made the Naqshbandi Wirid, recited from the Quran, recited from Dalailul Khairat, prayed Ishraq, and he prayed Duha. Then he would come. He was such a person. There were blessings. There was barakat during his rule, more mercy. For 33 years, he held the whole Ottoman Empire, that is the Islamic Empire, because he was the Khalifa, keeping the flag of the Prophet ﷺ. Haybat, yes, Sultan Abdul Hamid Khan was a man with Haybat. He was a man that when the people of the East and the West saw him, their heads bowed down in respect. And that Haybat came from an unflinching, absolute, complete devotion to Allah and His Prophet and the Awliya Allah and to Tariqat and to Tasawwuf. Sultan Abdul Hamid Khan stood for Haqq, and he was standing opposing to Batil. Sultan Abdul Hamid Khan's aim was to keep the flag of the Holy Prophet ﷺ high. Understand, the whole world was against him, and they plotted and tried to kill him so many times. What are we being busy with? We're not being busy with our history. We're not being busy with Sultan Abdul Hamid Khan. We're not being busy with our heroes in Islam and for Haqq. What are we being busy with? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying through the Holy Prophet ﷺ, Allah loves that when your intentions and your aims are big. We have become a nation that although we're 2 billion, our aims have become very small. Very, very small. Very tiny, very useless. Because our aim has become just about our own comfort, about our family, about eating and drinking, and about this dirty dunya. Our aim is not the aim of Islam anymore. The aim is not the aim of the Prophet anymore. The aim is not the aim of the Khilafat anymore. Our aim has just to do with our own everyday comfort for us and for our family. If you stretch it a little bit bigger, just our own nation, nationalism. Not about the Ummah. You can talk a lot about the Ummah, but just your nation. But Sultan Abdul Hamid Khan, his concern was the whole nation of the Ummah. There were those who were sitting next to him, and they were pretending to be his advisors, but they were against him, and they were plotting against him. But he had the intelligence of a believer, and he was looking with the nur of Allah, and he saw through their plots, and he preserved and he protected the office of the Khilafat. And he worked to wake up the spirit of Islam again. He was sending aid and help to the Muslims in Africa, in India, in Indonesia, everywhere to wake them up and bring the body of the Muslims together. He even started to spread Islam into Japan. The Emperor Meiji sent a letter to Sultan Abdul Hamid Khan saying, I'm asking you to send us scholars to teach us Islam, which can build a moral relationship between you and us. He was sending help to the Christians where their own kings and their own queens were forsaking them. The aim of Sultan Abdul Hamid Khan was to continue the mission of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, to spread the light of La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah into every household. And yes, he inspired fear in the enemies of Islam with his haybat. In France, they wrote a play to insult the Holy Prophet ﷺ. When this was informed to Sultan Abdul Hamid Khan, he told the French, if you put on this play, I will declare war on you from the seat of the Khilafat on behalf of the entire Alam al-Islam. The Prime Minister of France himself stepped in and stopped the play from being performed. Today's Muslims cannot even stop a newspaper from printing a cartoon humiliating our Prophet. And today's Muslims are the first to stand up and to say, this is okay, this is free expression. Our faith is strong enough. We are not bothered by this. Shaykh Maulana is telling us that the German king, William II, said, I have met many monarchs and rulers in my life and have found them all to be my inferiors, beneath me, or at best my equals. But when I entered the presence of Abdul Hamid, I began to tremble. He worked non-stop for Islam. Sultan Abdul Hamid Khan, Jannat Mekhan, he built the Hijazi Railway to connect the whole Muslim world to Mecca and Medina. He reduced the debts of the empire by more than 90%. He kept Quds Sharif in the hands of the Muslims. He was the Khalifa in maybe the hardest times that the Ummah had ever seen. He was writing poems asking for help from Allah, saying, My Allah, I know you are the Aziz. There is no Aziz but you. You are the one, nothing else. My Allah, take my hand in these hard times. My Allah, be my helper in this dangerous hour. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that He does not change the condition of a people until they change it themselves. The condition of the Muslims, it was honorable and majestic. But the people wanted to become disgraceful and ashamed. So they ran to bring the Sultan down. Shaykh Effendi is saying, when it came to Sultan Abdul Hamid Khan, he checked and he said, how many people? What's the percentage that is uprising? So Sultan Abdul Hamid Khan looked and he checked. He checked those nations that were under his ruling and he saw that they were uprising. Against what? They said, we want to be free. Free means what? Without the laws of Allah. He saw that these are the nations, this is how much percentage there are in each nation uprising. And Sultan Abdul Hamid Khan sat and he waited. He said to his people, don't do anything. The general said to him, O Sultan, we have a big power, we have a big army, we can crush them down. He said, no, all these soldiers who are with me, if one dies in this way, then I will be very sorry in the judgment day. They should not. But they may become martyrs with me. And they didn't take military action. They didn't use the army. He let them uprise. They took him. They sent him to exile. And he died as a martyr too. Sultan al-Awliya is talking about what Sultan Abdul Hamid Khan was going through, saying, one Sultan who you threw out with all kinds of accusations and still you accuse him. Sultan Abdul Hamid Khan, Jannat Mekhan, one man alone, pay attention. On his own, for 40 years he ruled a country of 10 million square kilometers with justice. On his own, for 40 years. In the end, they had him dethroned by evil ones who came and said to the Sultan, the people don't want you, and they dethroned him. If he had wanted, he could have captured those people coming to him, but he knew. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Innahu Hamidun Majid. Sadaqallahu Azim. The Khilafat ends in the Hamidun Majid. So he didn't object. He said, okay, if people don't want me, I leave. I leave it to the people. They captured Sultan Abdul Hamid, who was such a sultan that he is a symbol of justice. They made him get on a train in Istanbul. The Salonika converts, the Bulgarian gypsies, and some other shaitans, and they didn't leave him in Istanbul. They took him to Salonika to insult him. When he got off the train, the cursed ones there came and called him Corporal Hamid. Such a great sultan. They called him Corporal Hamid. The sultan took out his handkerchief and he ripped it apart and said, "May Allah make you like this. May you become like this." Have they become like this? They have. Does this nation know these things? No, they don't. Today there are 80 million people. It is uncertain who rules whom. It is uncertain who leads whom. You say constitution. You have no right to make a constitution. You have no right to make any constitution. You gathered these assemblies based upon what? You dethrone the sultan. What have you done? You have become millions of people. What have you accomplished? Which one of you could do what one man alone did? What has this state of yours done in this last 80 years? What did it give to the people? What honor did it bring? Did we get rich? Did we get religious? Did we get more powerful? Did we get more respectable? Who is respecting us? We're asking help from other people. Shame on us. Still, what is destined in heavens for it is, this is the land of the Ottomans. This is our history. This is our history as told to us by the awliya Allah. And this is a history that is still being written. As Shaykh Maulana is saying, the heavens are still writing. Land of the Ottomans. For those who honor the Sultan, for those who honor the Ottomans, there is good news. There is light, and even in the middle of the darkness, Shaykh Maulana is saying, again, this nation, the grandsons of Ottomans, will appear. And they will raise the flag of Islam. Say, we are Ottomans. In this Dergah, our Shaykh has taught us to say, we are Ottomans. In this Dergah, our Shaykh, Sahibul Saif, Shaykh Abdul Karim, our Shaykh has taught us to live, to say, we are the servants of the Sultan. In this Dergah, our Shaykh, Sahibul Saif, has taught us the honor of Sultan Abdul Hamid Khan Ulu Hakan. We are saying and we are living according to the words, Biz Osmanli's Pekşanli's. And our Shaykh, more than 13 years ago, he's saying to this Jamaat, the sleeping legend, wake up, you sleeping legend, or they will wake you up and send you to the other side. Be careful. Everyone should wake up. This is not a circus. This is reality. Anyone who is with me should prepare themselves for that. And the words of the friends of Allah speak the truth. The history of this world has not finished. And the one writing that history is Allah Jalla wa'ala. Live so that your name will be written with the name of your Shaykh. Otherwise, we will burn in the fire of regret. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless the spirit of Sultan Abdul Hamid Khan. May Allah send us a Sultan who cares for the Ummah. May Allah make us servants of the Sultan. May Allah give us a heart that feels for the Ummah and the ability to run to help the Ummah. May we be counted as the servants of the Holy Prophet ﷺ. May we be counted as the servants of our Shaykh. May we leave this world counted as Osmanli. Inshallah. Amin. Astaghfirullah. Astaghfirullah. Astaghfirullah. Lazim la ilaha illa wal hayyul qayyum wa atubu ilayh. لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك والحمد لله قدير لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك والحمد لله قدير لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك والحمد لله لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك كنت من الظالمين لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك كنت من الظالمين لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك كنت من الظالمين سبحان قدوس ربنا رب الملائكة والروح سبحان قدوس ربنا رب الملائكة سبحان قدوس ربنا رب إن دين إن الله الإسلام قام الصلاة اللهم صل وسلم
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله Şeval Muhammed Resulullah, Şeval
Sallallahu
Muhammed
aleyhi ve sellem.
Resulullah. Hayya alel selah, hayya alel selah, hayya alel felah, hayya alel felah. قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
Seyyidina Mevlana Muhammed Resulullah sallallahu aleyhi ve sellem.
الله أكبر كبيرا والحمد لله كثيرا وسبحانه بكرة وأصيلا لا إله إلا الله والله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد وهو على كل شيء قدير سبحان ربي العلي الأعلى الوهاب.
آمين. لا إله إلا الله. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الفاتحة.
لا يكلف الله نفسا الا وسعها لها ما كسبت وعليها ما اكتسبت ربنا لا تؤاخذنا ان نسينا واخطانا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا اسرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا انت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. آمنا بالله صدق الله العظيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله احد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا احد. الله اكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله احد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا احد. الله اكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله احد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا احد. الله اكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل اعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق اذا وقب ومن شر النفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد اذا حسد. الله اكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل اعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس اله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس. الله أكبر.
لا إله إلا الله. لا إله إلا الله. لا إله إلا الله. لا إله إلا الله. لا إله إلا الله. لا إله إلا الله. لا إله إلا الله. لا إله إلا الله. لا إله إلا الله.
لا إله إلا الله. سيدنا محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وأصحاب الميسان ومجتهدنا المعتين وعلم المتكم والأنبياء الصالحين وإلى مشايخنا الزكاة النقشبندية الغنية قدس الله تعالى المام زكيا منور الله ثروة مباركة ورضى تعالى ببركاتهم وبذاتهم دائما والحمد لله رب العالمين.
الفاتحة. فاتحة.
اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله والله أكبر. الله أكبر ولله الحمد. الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله والله أكبر. الله أكبر ولله الحمد. الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله والله أكبر. الله أكبر ولله الحمد.
الفاتحة.
Biz Osmanlıyız.
Biz Osmanlıyız.
Pek şanlıyız.
Pek şanlıyız.
Allahu Ekber.
Allahu Ekber. Allahu Ekber.
Walillahilhamd. Assalamu alaikum. Sit. Be comfortable. How are you going to make yourself worthy? That's just the beginning. Later you start giving back. You start giving back. That's how you're going to say, I'm not worthy, I'm going to give back. Allah gives us, we give away, no? So that's how you're going to do it. It's not a big secret. They only make it to be a big deal. Here, this is not philosophy too. Okay, any other questions? Yes, Ashik.
You said in the Uswa, you said Hamid and Majid. I didn't understand that part.
Yeah, I need to go over it too. What is Hamid and Majid? They are the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Verily Allah is Hamid and Majid. Which is what? The one who is praised and the one who is majestic. So, for that, because Sultan Abdul Hamid Khan, he is a saint as well. Not only the Quran, but he takes from the Hadith Sharif that is meant for him. Don't think that. Look, if we read the law of this town, just you and me like this, we understand differently. If you're a lawyer, you understand it differently, correct? If you're a lawyer working for this town, you understand it even more. If you're a crook lawyer, you understand it differently also. So everyone is according to their different understandings. So this is the danger that we're facing today, because everyone is thinking, I understand by myself and that's it. Of course you're going to understand things by yourself, but you must also try to understand the way that people who have better understanding than you try to understand. You have to try to understand this one is an expert. I must try to understand that. This is in this life. It is in this life. You know something, you have something, someone else has higher intelligence than you, you're going to go to that one also. You're going to say, what do you think? You never say, no, I'm not going to. I can read, you can read, so we're all going to get the same thing. No. You know that. So the Khalifas, they've achieved through their service and what is Allah has given to them through a very, very high level of sainthood. And they are going to take what is there that is meant for them. Maybe regular people like you and me, we're going to look at those ayats and say that it's only saying this. It's according to our knowledge. But the Quran contains everything that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created and is still creating. It is there. So the one who has the key, he will answer. Inshallah. He will know. Inshallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala raise his station.
Amen.
Forgive us. And make us to remember him and to continue in his footsteps one way or another. May Allah not make us into small, trivial, unimportant people. May Allah make us to worry and to think about important things according to him and his prophet, not according to our own ego. Al-Fatiha. Okay, any other question? Yeah? Yes?
Islam Sharif, we, as you mentioned in the fatwa that Muslims don't remember death anymore. People who don't remember death, one is those who don't like to think about death, but those who are in ghaflat from the remembrance of death, does it mean that they don't believe in that anymore?
No, they believe. They believe in death. Everyone's dying, right? How can you not believe in death? I don't believe in death. There's one thing that whether you're Muslim, Christian, Jew, believer, unbeliever, you have to believe. There's death. It's going to come. It's not that they don't believe in the death anymore, but they believe more in this life. This life is more of a reality than the death. It's more real. This world of five senses is more real. Our pleasures and treasures and our passions and our this is more real. That life that is to come is not real. You understand? This is what makes people to turn their face away. It's there. Every day people are dying. They believe that. But people don't like to do it because it's not important. Meaning Akhirat is not that important. If it is very important, whatever that is important to you, you're going to run after, no? It's going to occupy your mind, your heart. You're going to talk about it. You're going to sing about it. You're going to laugh about it. You're going to joke about it. You're going to talk serious about it. You're going to be busy with it. Akhirat is not important anymore to the Muslims. Dunya is. Because everything that you see is concerning dunya. Akhirat has become, oh, you're religious. I see. That's why you talk about it. We're not religious. We're Muslims, but we're not religious, so what? It didn't used to be like this. There was no such thing as religious or not religious. If you're a Muslim, you're a Muslim. You know that these things are more important, some things are less important. And every prophet came to bring us back, to align us. Every saint came, every sheikh came, every alim is supposed to keep us aligned. Don't get lost into this dunya. To say that this world of the senses, it is more important. To get drunk, to be blind. You understand? So people don't believe in it so much anymore. Why they don't believe in it so much anymore? Because the real ones who can show you the reality of that, they have kicked aside. They have killed, they have buried, they have made fun of, they have thrown them out. You understand? Today, America is like this, no? So what are we going to do now? They say we have one half of the government, more important half, let's say, and the president is going against everything that the Constitution is saying. But they can get away with it because it is the law. So, what are we going to do now? Let's leave aside whether he's doing good or bad. Let's leave that aside. He can also be doing good, let's say. But he's going against what the Constitution or the tradition of how you obey these laws are going to be. He's going against that. And people thought you should not be doing, and he's doing it. And he's getting away with it because he is supported. Okay? There are still people who believe that what he's doing is against the law or against the spirit of the law. What if all these people who are speaking up against him, they're all finished? What if they're all finished? Or they're silenced and only this voice comes out? What's going to happen? No longer you think he's doing something that is against the law. You say, this is the law. This is how we should be doing things. And if that continues for years and decades, they say this is how it is, how it will be, how it's always been. So you forget. Correct? What happens? Why you forget? Because everyone who's going there to remind you, all the people, all the institutions, everything in life that is going to remind you of that is removed. So this is what's happened to us. Those ones who are standing up to represent real Islam, traditional Islam, Islam of Khilafat, they've all been removed. So now, although you have Tasawwuf, Ahlul Sunnat, this, that, whatever you call, they are not Islam of Khilafat, Islam of the Prophet. Khilafat means Islam of the Prophet, ﷺ. So they've all been removed. And people say, this is how it is, this is how it always should be, this is how it always has been, like this. It's always been like this. It's not going to change, and we don't want it to change. And what is it? This dunya is more important. And they say, no. If you say Akhirat is more important, then you're kicking away the dunya. It's never been like that in 1400 years of Islam. Never been. Sultan Abdul Hamid Khan is writing a love letter to his Lord. You understand? This is private too. His connection to Allah and His Prophet is so personal, it's so emotional, it's so religious, it's so tasawwuf based. Yet, he's pushing for every kind of advancement that they can have in the lands that they are ruling. Don't give me that bullshit, astaghfirullah, that wrong things, understanding to say, oh, they stop modernity and they stop industrial revolution to happen. What, industrial revolution that happened in Europe that killed off generations of people? What, the industrial revolution that was funded by stealing and killing that you take from India, Muslim India, and other parts of the East that you colonize and you suck out all the juice and all the resources and you pump to funnel and to fund your industrial revolution? That kind of industrial revolution we don't want. There's no blessing. There's curse. And we see the curse coming today. No. There is a way of doing things. You want modernity? Yes. You want science? Yes. You want medicine? Yes. You want engineering? Yes. There is a way of doing it. We forgot. There is a way of doing it with Allah and His Prophet's blessings and approval. And we have been doing it for over 1,000 years. There is a way of economy. There is a way of medicine. There is a way of philosophy. There is a way of everything. I mean, we don't like to use the word philosophy, but there is a way of this life of civilization, not according to how people say this is how it is, but according to our own terms. And it's not about East and West too, because Islam was taking from both East and West, making it to become better. It's not about this race and that race too. Islam was taking from everything, because Muslims come from every race. And every race that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created, every culture, there is some secret there. There is some use there for haqq and to make this world to become better. So when you get rid of that, people who remind you, people forget. When people forget, then there is a new, what do you call them? A new normalcy, a new normal. It used to be very, very radical. It used to be very unusual. It used to be very bad. It used to be very shocking. But if it happens over and over and over again, people just get used to it, no? People got used to it. So they removed all the reminders. Who would they remove? Ahli Zikr. They removed the Ahli Zikr. The reminders. Not just people pulling tasbih, not just people making hadra, no. Ahli Zikr, to remind them, to put everything together, to remind them, to wake them up. Those who can take dunya and akhirat, what is in this earth and what is in the heavens, past and present, put it together for us to understand. It took them away. So this became the new normal. So it's okay. Well, people say, oh yeah, I'm Ashkar Nabi, I'm Ashkar Rasul. But you see, you don't pray. Yeah, I'm Ashkar Rasul. I love all people. You love those ones who hate the Prophet too? Yeah, because Prophet loves everyone. Who's saying Prophet loves everyone? Prophet loves what Allah loves. And if that one is hating Allah and His Prophet, Prophet ﷺ, when it's necessary, he will stand up in front of them to crush them. Even if it's his own family. So, yeah, it's finished. May Allah bring back the Ahli Zikr, inshallah. May Allah bring back the Ottomans. This is the important thing about the Ahli Osman. Everywhere you turn, you cannot forget Allah and His Prophet. Everywhere you turn. Can you imagine now if you go to any center of great, let's say, civilization? Huh? For example, you go to New York City. And then every other street you see a jami. Every other street you see a tomb. You go to Washington, D.C. You go to the Pentagon. You go to different areas. There, every other place that you see a reminder of Allah and His Prophet. Never mind, let it be Christian even. when they take away the belief in Allah and belief in the Creator, then what's there to worship? Yourself. You start saying, I am the greatest. So, this is what it was with the Ottomans. The highest level of wealth or civilization or highest dunya, they never make you to forget Allah and His Prophet. They never. Alayhi salatu wasalam. So they had to remove the Ahli Zikr for this to work. May Allah forgive us, inshallah. Fatiha. Amen. Assalamu alaikum. Okay, what else we have? Any other thing? Yes?
Sure. We have the honor of being in this situation. Still, we find that sometimes, most of the time, we're forgetting that in daily life. What are we doing that is putting a block there, and what things should we look out for that are putting a block?
It's difficult because if you live in this way, which there's so many things that is given to us, that is a big blessing also. A lot. We cannot even talk like this in majority Muslim countries. We cannot have a zikr in majority Muslim countries. I would even say in any Muslim country. Either you have to have a license, or there will always be police or spies or this, or they just tell you no, or you're always under their radar. Not unbelievers doing it to you, your own people doing it to you. Okay? So there are a lot of things that is Allah is showing certain favors also, because this nation is not a tyrant nation to itself. It's not. It's not disallowing zikr. You understand? There's no law, there's no nothing that says that you cannot make a zikr. In fact, the laws are there to protect you from making the zikr. And Allah is saying, who is more tyrant than that one who does not allow the zikr of Allah in the masjids of Allah? You understand? That's why you see tyranny in all these places. And very, very rare places in the Muslim world that they allow, not only they allow, it is normal and they promote it. Turkey is one of them. That it is not a dirty secret, or it's not something they have to tolerate. And they say, oh, these are Sufis. They are wrong, but it's okay, we tolerate them because we have to love everyone. Understand? And so, at the same time, this is a culture that does not remind you of Akhirat. It's not. Meaning if you go to school, if you go to work, if you open up the television, social media, anything, it's not a culture that is going to point to you. If you walk in the streets, if you listen to the sounds in the streets, it's not a place where it's going to remind you of Allah or God. You understand? So there is a culture that makes you to forget. Especially when it is based on capitalism. It's not it's a system. It wants you to forget. So what do? This is between two shar, the way that we're living now. Between evil and evil. Prophet ﷺ is saying, choose the lesser evil. This is the lesser evil. And it's still so good compared to so many other places. So now you have to make that personal struggle yourself. You cannot change it. But you have to struggle more now. Which is why Allah is saying, to be in the West, to be in America, to be in New York, for example, to be a believer, to be a Muslim, a good one, it is worth maybe 100 or 1,000 in so many Muslim countries. How do you make? Because now you're a Muslim country like this or like that, you step out 5 times a day, you can hear the azan. Here you don't hear any azan. Huh? None. You know what a big change it makes to a person to just hear the azan 5 times a day? Huge. You're like this, or you're thinking, immediately it wakes you up. It reminds you, no? So now, you have to struggle more. Because you're struggling more, you become stronger. You don't give up. Then, surround yourself. Be more busy with things like this. How do I do this? How do I make this spirit to be more present there for me, for my children? Not just for you, for the future generation. Don't just think, I fought with this one behaved like this to me, and all that kind of. You're wasting your energy on all that foolishness, you understand? Yeah, if you're busy with that, angel of death comes. That's what they will find in your heart at the moment that he takes your life. This one is busy with the husband. This one is busy with the wife. This one is busy with the children. This one is busy with eating. This one is busy with sleeping. This one is busy with wrong things. At that moment, that's what your Lord is going to be. Because your Lord is the one that is in your heart. Be careful what you put in your heart. It becomes a Lord. If you have things in your heart that is not so good, it's always bothering you, it's in your heart, take it out. You're making it into a Lord. You're worshipping it. Then that time when the angel of death says, who is your Lord? You will say, my Lord is eating and drinking. My Lord is fighting. My Lord is below the belly button. My Lord is ghaflat. My Lord is weakness. That's why sohbat is important, to throw all of that out. If you can, do it in namaz. You cannot. So many times in namaz, in salah, it is what is not so strong comes to your heart. When you're praying, it becomes 10 times more strong. There are certain things that you do, it makes you feel good. Yes. You eat nice, good, delicious food, it makes you feel good. Then there are other things that you say, it's not about this anymore. If you want to be healthy, you have to start eating things that you don't like. Or you start eating things that have no taste, no smell, no nothing. But it gives you that energy that you need, that you're not getting from anything. So people may, people may pray. Of course, I'm talking about 5 daily prayers. You cannot miss that. But people may pray, people may read, people may do other things. But it's just like you are just eating nice things. But maybe you have iron deficiency. Then you cannot eat now. Even if you know that you have iron deficiency, you cannot eat liver anymore. You have to take now certain supplements that your ego doesn't like, your senses they don't like. Otherwise, everything will be off balance. This is what the sohbat is. But the sohbat, of course, is more delicious than that. If you let yourself go in the sohbat, then because the sohbat is the sohbat of the Prophet ﷺ. You let yourself go, and then you may find yourself in a circle that is not of this circle. Yeah. People running away from sohbats. What can we do? You cannot run away forever. You can, but you cannot run away from consequences of your actions. No. May Allah make it easy for us, inshallah. Al-Fatiha. Amin. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Okay, anything else? You want to say something? You want to give sohbat to? Go ahead, please. Yes. You want to give Sohbat?
Just a question. What does it mean to take bayat?
You make a promise to follow. You make a promise to follow a guide. This is what it means. The first bayat was a bayat al-Ridwan, that the Sahabis, they took bayat with the Prophet ﷺ. Why was that necessary? They already took shahadat. So many of them, they sacrificed everything. Correct? They did everything. Still the Prophet ﷺ says, no, you have to take bayat. And from now on, when you take the bayat, it says you must obey. You cannot question. Because you've discovered this is right, this is good, this is good, this is good, as they followed the Prophet ﷺ. So the first bayat, the bayat al-Ridwan, that was before they entered into Mecca. They wanted to enter into Mecca to make the Hajj. And they really wanted to go back. They were strong. There was victory after victory. They were all there. But the unbelievers, they blocked it. Prophet ﷺ knew this. But he says, okay, now we're going to enter. Before that, everyone to take bayat. You're not going to. Now you're going to trust. Trust me more. You may not understand everything, but you're going to trust. Because you've trusted me all this time. I've never failed you. So they all took bayat. Then later, when Hazrat Osman came with the news that they're not letting us to enter into Mecca, so many of them, they stood up and they said, this is unfair, this is wrong, we can take them down, we can do this, we can do that. Prophet says, you took bayat. And I'm saying, you're not going. So they decided, they said, okay, they put their head down, there must be a reason for that. So it doesn't matter, you're going to change your ihram, you're going to cut your hair, it is accepted as a Hajj too. Then what happened? 1 year later, they took Mecca. Without a drop of blood. Unheard of, that time and today. So that is how it is. So who do you give bayat to? The one who's authorized, the one who has the authority, the one who has the permission, the one who has the ijazat, the one who has been trained. And you follow as much as you can. Of course, these days, it doesn't mean anything. You say, I promise. It doesn't mean anything. People in the old days, they would rather die than go back from their word. They'd rather die. These days, people, so easy. One day they say, I love you. Next day they say, I don't like you anymore. One day they say, I kiss your hand, I kiss your feet. Next day they say, I spit on you. What can we do? We're living those days. Yeah. It is real. So, it doesn't matter. We have more work to do. Let those things, Allah is watching. That's all. May Allah make our bayat to our Shaykh sincere, inshallah, and strong. And may Allah give us that strength to be able to hold on to it, dunya and akhirat, and to forgive us for our weakness, inshallah. Al-Fatiha. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Okay, this much is enough. Give the tea, give the dessert. What is this dessert? It's Juma, so I'm going to eat a little bit. Oh, this one is Pakistani milk something. What is it called? You don't know? Oh, you're not Pakistani. You say, I'm Afghani.